This summer, I went to Yellowstone National Park for the first time. After traveling my whole life to many different countries, many different cultures, I had never actually been inside my own nation's national park until this past pandemic, when traveling out of the country had proved to be more difficult and not very safe. When I first drove into the national park, my first impression was just that there were so many trees and it was such a natural land that had been untouched. There was wildlife, you could see a deer right from the start, and it had just seemed like we were invading on their land, on the animals' land. And it was just so surprising to me, as I had grown up seeing places like New York City or Atlanta, just things that are very, very domesticated and had been touched by humans and just kind of changed by us. So Yellowstone is one of the most beautiful places I have ever seen, and I can't believe it was so close to me in the country that I live in this whole time. So I hope that you enjoy this vlog, and I will be showing various things that I'll just kind of narrate, or my vlogging self will have narrated at this point. But this is a long-awaited video that I've been meaning to make, and I really hope that you enjoy and that it helps you in case you were thinking of visiting Yellowstone as well.
Okay, my cousin Leon wanted us to talk about how the falls got carved.
According to the plaque, the volcano, like at the bottom, like makes it like softer and easier to erode. So the river erodes the bottom faster, and it makes like a difference. And now there's a waterfall.
Yeah.
Like volcanic heat. That's what I meant to say.
Okay, and like also the fact that like all of this canyon was once like flat land. Isn't that crazy? So crazy.
Yeah.
So there's so many cool things to see around here. We've seen a bison. Well, 3 at this point. We've seen
Two elk together.
Yeah, and we've seen some prairie dogs, but this was at the Tetons.
Yep.
And we've seen quite a few animals so far. Okay, so now that we've left the falls, okay, it just got really loud. But now we're in this car, so we rented a big car that fits 15 people, and we have 10 people here. So my cousin's family and my family, and then our grandparents. Yeah, so we're now heading to like the other part of the canyon or something to look.
We're going to the south rim.
But yeah, if you guys can see, like there's a lot of people in this car, and going anywhere with 10 people is super chaotic, and like
it takes so long to get moving.
It takes so long to go anywhere, and like we had to stop for the bathroom all the time and whatever.
Yep.
But you know, family things, it's all worth it though.
Yes, of course.
So at Yellowstone, or like most of this area, there's been like no service pretty much. They said that there's phone service like in 50% of the park, but like we found like one place with service so far.
Sometimes it says there's service on your phone, but it doesn't actually work.
It's fake service, it's lying. Yeah. But yeah, like so there's been like no service, so you're really like living in the wilderness here. Not quite, because you drive out and like live somewhere else. But we've seen a lot of RVs, a lot of big vans, and like big buses here, just because it's like such a big tourist spot, and like a lot of people like to camp here. I don't think you can camp. Can you camp here?
In Yellowstone?
No, I don't think you can camp.
No, you can camp, but you have to ask way ahead, like months ahead of your trip.
Yeah.
You have to plan ahead. You have to register. Yeah, there's a whole process. But you definitely can camp here.
Yeah, you can camp here. So people camp here, and like there's like RV spots here. So yeah, super cool place.
Yeah, you have to reserve like a year ago. Is what my mom said.
Yeah, we tried actually to originally rent an RV for us, but you had to reserve like at least a year in advance. Yeah. So yeah.
That's
so
okay.
Now we're gonna head to the other part of the falls, so see you there. Okay, so we are at a bunch. Oh, this is the West Basin part of the
This is
Yellowstone
called West
Park.
Thumb. West Thumb Geyser Basin.
Yeah, I don't know if you guys can see that.
This
But
is
there's
this one's
so
cool. This one
many-
has cool colors.
There's
This
so
is
many
called
various.
Surging Spring. Wait, this might be the best one actually.
Really?
I like this one.
Yeah, but it's like right near the lake, Yellowstone Lake, and then there's so many little. What are these like? Hot springs.
Look, there's like a bunch of smoke and just like a bunch of holes everywhere.
Yeah. I've been definitely recording a lot, but what are your thoughts on them?
It's really interesting.
Yeah, I know, and the smell of sulfur is like super strong here.
There's like, it just smells like a boiled egg.
It smells like a boiled egg. People say rotten egg, and honestly, this kind of reminds me of Iceland because the smell is like everywhere in Iceland.
Really?
And
Why?
even though tap water, when you take a shower, it smells like that
Wait, why?
because of the sulfur.
Why is there sulfur?
It's a geothermal heat. Like there's like Iceland is also near like a volcano. I think. Yeah. So if you guys can see in the distance, those rain like
Kind
the
of wispy colors.
yeah, it's like the wispy columns. That's actually rain. You can see the rain in the distance.
I
It's
saw some
super
lightning earlier, but there's no thunder, which is confusing.
Yeah. Okay,
Oh,
hey guys,
vlogging.
yeah, so it's day 3 of Yellowstone, and we are currently at Blood Geyser. I just took some videos there.
Bro, that's not.
It's too bright.
No, Norris Geyser.
What? Oh, yeah, but there was a Blood Geyser. So, it is really bright right now because it's in the morning. But, we are...
It's iron oxide.
Yeah.
That's important to know.
Oh, he's talking about the Blood Geyser.
Yeah.
So, today we're going to like mostly visiting some geysers and hot springs. Okay, so for the purposes of time, I'm just going to combine all the clips of the multiple hydrothermal features of Yellowstone together. If you didn't know this, Yellowstone is really known for its hydrothermal features such as hot springs, geysers, mudpots, fumaroles, things like that. So I'm just going to include a bunch of clips of hot springs and geysers here that are really, really beautiful. So we've seen lots of really pretty hot springs around, but too many to really show on camera. And I'll save like some of the great ones like the Grand Prismatic Spring for later. But these are a lot of the pretty ones that we've seen, lots of different colors. And the different colors actually result from like the different bacteria that grow there. Lots of microorganisms in these hot springs. So this is the Grand Prismatic Spring. As you can see here, it's a lot bigger in real life, and we'll get a much better view of it once you climb this little trail to go to the top. You can see it from a higher point of view, but we just climbed up here to see it, and it looks like a gemstone. Like, it is so beautiful in real life. You guys have got to come see this. And there's no way that I can capture the beauty of these things in real life, so you definitely have to go there to see for yourself. So next I'm going to show some geysers, and these are hot springs that actually do erupt. The most famous one that you've probably heard of is Old Faithful, which we actually saw erupt in person. So this one was really great because you can calculate the exact time that it's going to erupt pretty much. It's very faithful, it comes on time, and it doesn't erupt too much. It's about the same every time. And when we went there were so many people there all watching it, and it erupts about every 90 minutes or so. And you can see it erupting here. Whoa. We're like the direction of the fog. Oh! Oh my god. Oh my gosh! Whoa! And then another really famous one is the Steamboat Geyser. This one is the greatest one. It erupts really, really high and can be super dangerous and toxic. That's why, as you can see here, like all the trees are dead. Everything around it has been burned and scorched, because once it does erupt, it can be very high, but you just don't know when it's going to erupt. It's very unpredictable. And that's, I believe, the greatest geyser in the world. Correct me if I'm wrong. Not sure.
Fumaroles are just like steam vents, so there's no water, they release a lot of steam, and they make kind of like hissing sounds. One of the famous ones there is the dragon's breath, and it just kind of like releases a lot of steam. And all of these like hydrothermal features kind of smell like sulfur when you go there.
I think it's cool.
And now the mud pots, they're really cool because they're like hot springs that are acidic enough to dissolve the surrounding stone and rocks around it. So they kind of just bubble and sound like boiling water. But this one in particular is really cool because this bison just decided to sit there. Like out of nowhere, this bison just walked over and like decided to sit next to the mud pot, probably because of the heat, but it really enjoyed it there. And we actually caught that on video, so that was really cool. This is another location that's really famous to visit. It's called Mammoth Springs, and it's really famous because of how the water has eroded it. It has, I guess, chemicals in there that erodes this rock in a specific way, but it has really cool effects. And finally, we get to the wildlife highlights. If you're into wildlife and nature and seeing animals in nature, Yellowstone is the place to come for that. There are so many different types of wildlife, from bugs, like these butterflies, or, you know, just seeing deer, some pronghorns, some bears, even some wolves, and you'll see a lot of bison. One of my favorite clips of bison is in here, and I'm excited for you guys to see it. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I hope that it helped you a lot figure out kind of what Yellowstone is about and just see these clips of nature. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video.